There was a small remark that I made in my last video, which I think, okay, that's maybe interesting to go a bit deeper into that. And that is that the fact that people in different countries uses different words for the same thing. But then is it then still the same thing? No, the approach towards a thing changes as well. It can have its causes, its choice comes from somewhere, and let's try to figure out how we can sense the difference between these namings of letters. I have a backing theory, which I have written some books about it as well. The backing theory, you see there resumed at the right, that every letter has a specific focus, and these focuses are like a combination of descriptions that are very, very specific, and we combine them, and by combining them we have a reference frame in which we actually say what we think it is, and how we approach towards it, how we think how it looks, and how we have to approach it as well, what we think that how it deserves our approach. And I have a comparison between a, the Dutch word, egg, the English word, and œuf, the French word. You will sense that there will be differences, and maybe there are some causes for this as well. Let's hear myself again in the previous video, and then I will work that out. I had a few examples in my book, also an example of the French. Once they, for instance, name certain foods, like an egg, the egg really describes the form, and that something is in it. In Dutch it is just it's just the form, but in French you almost can taste it, and that's what also makes a difference. What do you do with it? How do you, with the egg, okay, you have already some preparations possible. The A is it's just laying there, egg, but with an œuf, you really can feel it, you can sense it, you can know the consistency. The differences lie in the choice of words sometimes as well. So let's now visualize this idea. There are three categories of letters. One category of letters is really focused upon how an object looks. The other one is the other kind of letters are organized how looks when you have just when you can keep a steady focus. The other next kind of letters formulate themselves a bit different. They are more about growth processes, changes, things that you see that change and so on. And the last couple of letters are more than contextual based, that you have to make a context before you can really understand it, because what you see before it is not just what it is. And it's moving or changing to somewhere, but maybe you don't immediately see where it is, so you have to have some pointers. And that's what the egg here is. The egg in three different focuses is also defined completely different. The most simple word is the Dutch word, which is ei, and it is from the second and third category. The second category says that it is related with a growth process. So it is so that's that reminder, and it is if you would see a form in it, because I have that my theory is mostly focused upon how can I change the process of these focuses into a form that is possible. So, but then of course sometimes you have to use frames for it. You have to use directions for it. The A is a direction, the direction which says, okay, I take out a certain highlight here because there's a growth process, but there's a highlight in that growth process, and that's what I point out, hence the vertical. If it would be in a form, the chance is quite big that it will have also a stretch form, just like when something is growing. It uses mostly, we know it into the spirals, of course, but it is using an enlargement of its form. And that's also where you can recognize the E. The E is the feedback process of this. the complete opposite of the growth process. It says, oh no, there's a limit in it. That limit goes inwardly, and it says that limit is there, and there it can happen. So the A, which is a combination of A and E, is actually not just that stretched form, but it is also saying, okay, within that stretched form, there is something which goes in, a feedback process where that thing grows. So the form is already slightly there. If we would use that as a frame, it also will fit in there, that stretched form, and something is in. So it's a very basic word, but it has already embedded a description which is as simple as it can be. A is almost like it's calling for you. It's like the baby crying for food. Hey, I have it, and it gets your attention to something very simple as possible, as simple as the egg is looking or has a form. The egg has different forms. Also here is again a focus upon what is growing there. Something has grown there, but it focuses a little bit more upon how it looks. It has an outer shell, and this G is a reference frame to something bigger. Behind that shell, behind that frame is something bigger. That's what the G is about. And it's a double G, so it's really saying something is in there that is important. There's a hard shell even that is pronounced also where you can sense it, where I've sensed it, it sends it to at the top of almost reaching the top of your skull, even almost like, okay, there's something bigger behind it. That's that idea that is very easily provoked in it. There's something bigger in there. It's lying behind the shell. The eggshell, where there's more to it than the eye can meet. Now the OEUF is in French is something completely different. It has two letters that are showing that there is something going on in a process of time. It is going towards it, going towards that highlight. And with the U also says there's something in it, something that I give attention to its content, because U is a continuation in the physical area which follows the content. U also within is written down in the theory. I haven't shown it here, but it is really showing what is growing in it as a content, as material. It focuses upon the material. The first 9 letters go towards the material. So here, the material will end in F, in dispersion. It will, and it is like that structure. You go for the egg, you see what it is. It's a highlight, and you break it open, and it's dispersing. You have the material. It's a focus upon the material, on what's in it. So the French are already opening the egg, like the Dutch and Dutch speaking persons see the egg. That's it. That they are happy already. The English also see the egg and say, "Oh, I have to break it," and then the rest is less important. But the French, no, they really go for the material, and they sense it, and they're going to do something with it. The French eggs, by the way, is also something that is known as a recipe, and that's scrambled egg, which again confirms that attention to the material. They're busy with it. They're busy, like, what can I do with it? What kind of qualities can I get out of it? It's already the next level. So what's my conclusion then? So the Flemish and Dutch and German speaking areas which use the A, or the Dutch speaking it is mostly, they use A. I see them as the hunter-gatherers who are really discovering the egg, and I have it, and they're happy with it, and so their duty is fulfilled. The Englishmen, no, they are a different type of people They are the warriors and they have to break the egg. That's what is already more important. Finding the egg, that's obvious, but we have to do something. Let's break it and go inside. The French, however, that will be an entirely different category. What the hunter-gatherers do, finding the egg, that's obvious. What the Viking kind of Englishmen do, the Norsemen over the water, I don't like it, but what they are quite aggressive in this egg. They break it and they don't even look what to do with it. No, French will do something very good with it. Here we have Vivien, who will make a very decent egg. It's a completely different level, and as you can see, the three words might originate somewhere else, might have been formed at a different time in the time schedule with an attention which they probably will also keep for the most of the time when dealing with the object. We just, in the Dutch speaking part, we have an egg, that's it. What we ever do with it, that's secondary. The Englishman will break the egg and do something with it. All the rest is no longer necessary. But the French, they will sense what it's in there, will do something with it, make it creamy, make the ingredients come out. As you can see, sometimes words matter quite well, and they will provide you with more inspirations even from the word itself. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This was Gerald van Baas. Some websites too, books too, Facebook page too, and a YouTube channel too. Thanks again. Bye.